Good morning, everyone. Wayne Bolden here at the Speed King channel. It's Tuesday, the day after the total eclipse, for sure. And I got a chance to see it, or a partial. Coming out of the store, somebody had a pair of glasses. The timing was right. They let me see, and I looked, and I guess it was exciting for sure. But not exciting as this year's Derby. Well, your closed captions, turn them on for us as always. Remember, get your pre-orders in for your Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby sheets, right? So I can get them out the way, know who's on the list, do what I got to do there so I can concentrate on the full cards on Friday and Saturday, the first Friday and Saturday of May for sure. Email us at speedking24@yahoo.com. Great way to support us. They're $20 each day. Here is an opportunity to really support us, to keep us on the air if you like our content. Well, that being said, the last dance is here for sure. The last prep race for the Derby is the Lexington, as always. It ends it next week, or this week here in Lexington, over there at Keeneland, and it's for 20 points, 10 points, 6, 4, and 2, like that. And of the 10 runners that's in the Lexington, only one horse is in a position to win, and you're in, and that's horse number 5, Hades, right? Returning from the Florida Derby in 2 weeks. You know I hate that. For sure, I'm not a big fan of this horse. To me, he's not built Derby-wise, but he is the only horse in here. Was undefeated before going into the Florida Derby. But win, and he'll be in. He has 30 points right now. If he wins the Lexington, which is 20 points, as I stated, would make him 50, he would have a stall in the starting gate over there at Derby Saturday for sure. But that's not going to be our top pick. Actually, Hades is going to be our 4th pick. Our top pick in the mile and 16 Lexington, a full field of 10 for sure, is going to be none other than the number 8 horse, Encino. Obviously, I'm wearing my Godolphin uniform. That's right. And he is a Godolphin horse trained by Brad Cox, which makes him a merry horse. Flow is in the arms for sure. Well, I tell you, Encino was cross-entered into the Bluegrass scratch for a sulfur spot. He currently has 20 points. If he wins this race, he'll have 40, which means he'll be right on the bubble around 20, 21, or 22. So there'll probably be some defections, and if he wins this one, our top pick, Encino, he could go into the Derby, which would make me very happy because Godolphin would be in there, and I'm a big Godolphin supporter. As everybody know, I'm in their fantasy club, and they also promised me a jacket that I never got. They sent me a shirt, but that's fine. Love them anyway for it. But Encino was by Nitrous. That's right. The Juvenile Breeders' Cup winner, Nitrous, trained by Doug O'Neill, and of course the Kentucky Derby winner as well. One of the only 2 juvenile champions to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and the Derby. I believe Street Sense is the other one. And this one, Encino, who's by Nitrous, we talked about it, Bernardini on the back end, trained by Brad Cox and his band of merry horses. And he's got a little help because this one is bred and owned by Godolphin, of course. Flow is in the arms, and this one has 2 wins from 3 starts and 1 second. Now, this one comes by way of Turfway Park, okay? C2 Phils, my last year pick, right? Who's the first time this one is going to be on the dirt, okay? Been on a synthetic in all 3 starts at Turfway. Broke the maiden last year in December, came back in January, actually ran 2nd in his first race last year, and then won the maiden race in January, came back and won the John Battaglia Stakes on March 2nd, that's what it would be, and earned a beautiful, beautiful figure. The pace numbers are nice on this one. Now this one is back, of course, in about 5 weeks, which I love. The fact that Brad Cox and them opted out of the Bluegrass, which was a very tough race, obviously, and opted for this spot was the right move, in my opinion. To me, this is the horse to beat in the race, okay? Now, being a homer aside, I try to call balls and strikes. To me, Encino is absolutely the horse to beat in this spot, and not the Hades horse. So our top pick will be the Godolphin runner, of course. The Derby win by the Derby winning Nyquist for sure. The number 8 horse, our top pick, Godolphin. Our second pick, well, you know, the number 2 horse, the Wine Stewardess, right? You know, again, it's Mike Maker, y'all. Money making Mike Maker making plenty money, right? Well, the Wine Steward, the number 2 horse, is by Vino Russo. I believe was trained by Todd Pletcher for sure. To honor and serve on the back end as the grandsires. Got my boy in the orange. I believe Louis Saez is going to be up, y'all. And it's Money Making Mike, y'all. I put nothing by Mike Maker. This one is very, very nice. Developing 3-year-old. Broke his maiden over at Belmont last year as a 2-year-old. Came back at Ellis Park and won the Bashford Manor Stakes for sure. And then went to Saratoga, which is no easy feat, and won the funny side. So this horse's first 3 starts was a winner's. Came back last year in October at Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup Futurity and ran second. So this horse has 4 starts, 3 wins, and 1 second, making his 3-year-old debut. Now, he has no Derby points to speak of for sure, and if he wins, he's not going to get into the Derby. But that doesn't change the fact that I believe the Wine Stewards have a very, very good opportunity here. I think the horse is, since last race of October, it's now April. How much do they develop over 6 months? Well, from a speed figure standpoint, we give them like 1.5 to 2 points of development in the natural progression. And this one is probably a lot better as a 3-year-old, which it should be. I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know. And it's Mike Maker, yo. So again, the Wine Steward, this number 2 horse here, is going to be, I think, pretty tough in here. 3 wins from 4 starts, making a 3-year-old debut. And you know that just me, King Love. 2-year-olds making 3-year-old debuts off of a beautiful 2-year-old line. A 4-year-old making a debut off of a beautiful 3-year-old line. I like the Wine Steward. So my top 2 picks, the 8 and 2, the 2 and the 8. Hey, I'm good with just those 2. Encino, the Godolphin runner, and the Money Making Mike runner, the number 2, the Wine Stewards. Now, if we had to round out our trifecta, and we will do so in this 10-horse field, why don't we look at liberal arts, right? I don't know if you ever took liberal arts in college, but this one is bred beautifully too by Arrogate, right? Hey, the number 9 horse, liberal arts, you know, by Arrogate, has 2 wins from 7 starts. That's not too shabby, right? Hey, Irad Ortiz is listed on it from what I see here. I'm not sure if he's going to make the trip or not, but hey, Robert Medina is doing the conditioning for sure. Well, this one broke the maiden back there last year, ran in the street since and won that grade 3 race, came back as a 3-year-old in the Southwest and ran 3rd, and ran a horrible race running 8th in the Arkansas Derby on March 30th. Now, that's usually good in my eyes, where a horse is coming into a race off of an off race. And when I mean off race, I mean not a top race, right? Of course, horses do react from top efforts. But when they come in on an off race, they didn't really, it's not a top effort. So you look back, when the horse ran the last big effort, it was in February. So to me, Liberal Art is sitting on a pretty decent race. So he'll be our 3rd pick, the number 9 horse. And of course, we'll wind it out and round it out with our superfecta begrudgingly, right? I'm just not a big fan of the number 5 horse Hades for sure. By Awesome Slew, Quality Road, got no problem there on the back end. 3 wins from 4 starts. Well, this horse was undefeated for Joe Orsino before getting smacked around in the Florida Derby by the monster fierceness, right? And again, I guess you have to respect it. The horse did win the Holy Bull, the grade 3 on February 3rd for sure. Came around into the Florida Derby. The speed figures just don't line up for me on this horse at all. But again, here's one that's coming in on an off race. I get it. I just talked a little bit about it for sure. Paco Lopez, who was the rider that day in the Florida Derby, said the horse had some trouble. So maybe that's legit and you can put a line through it. Okay, this horse was undefeated before getting smacked around by that monster that Todd Pletcher has called Fierceness. Y'all know the horse, right? For sure. Hey, so we'll round out our superfecta in Lexington with Hades for sure. So for us, it's all about our Godolphin runner, right? It's going to be 8, 2, 9, 5, just like that. Like I said, I like our top 3 picks for sure. Obviously, none better than the Encino, the number 8 horse, the Godolphin runner. By the way, in the Maker Mile mark on Friday, I like another Godolphin horse. 2 of them over there for sure. Naval Blue being one of them. But it's all about the Godolphin runner here, y'all. Let's see if we can get this one on the bubble. Already has 20 points. If he can get these 20, he'll be sitting right around 21, 22 on the list of points. I'm sure somebody's going to defect, and maybe we can get a Godolphin horse to make things interesting for sure. Young and improving for sure, but I do like the number 8 and number 2 in the Lexington here for sure, right? 8, 2, 9, 5. You can go ahead and box it up, but whatever. I like the Encino. I like the number 2. I like Mike Maker. I like Godolphin. 8-2, 2-8 for us in the Lexington. Stay classy, y'all. Talk to y'all real soon. We'll do a couple more stake races for sure this week. Stay classy. The Lexington. The last Derby practice. Then we could dial in for sure.